Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Barb Pitcock here. Saturday morning, no guts, no story. I'm so excited to be coming to you live from my home office today for once. And super excited for those of you who have never tuned in. We do have our podcast on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. You can find it all over Facebook on my author page, some people on my business page, my personal page, but every Saturday morning, just a short little morning live just to give you some great energy to fuel your week with. So I'm super excited to be sharing with you guys today. I've been on an amazing journey. I learned a lot this week, took a ton of notes, enlarging, expanding my vision. Some of you haven't even thought about it, but we are literally in a 90-day run starting today, a 90-day run to the new year. And I want to help you guys just to recharge, just to refocus, repassion yourself, repurpose yourself. You really need to be thinking, where do you want to be on January 1 of 2023? Guten Morgen, my husband says. Good morning to you too. We're taking German. We're getting ready to go to Germany and see our daughter and take her little dog to her. And so never mind that he's misspelling everything. He's speaking a different language here in the chat bar. It's been fun just thinking about a different culture and the way they think and the way they work and the way they talk. But anyway, today I want to talk to you guys about you programming yourself, really priming yourself for where you want to be on January 1 of 2023. Now, some people drop in the comments and be honest, are you where you want to be already? Because I find that most people are not exactly comfortable with the situation that they're in. Some of you are in a chapter of pure bliss. I see so many new grandbabies being born, kids graduating college, kids playing sports, kids getting married. A lot of you are posting this absolute bliss chapter that you're in. And some of you, you're in a chapter of struggle. Some of you are in a chapter of growth. Some of you are in a chapter of mourning and, really trying to put the pieces back together. And some people are just absolutely killing it. And I've noticed in our 30 years in the business now, 30 years of being married, I noticed that there's these peaks and valleys that people go through. And the reality is, for every time you're in the lowest point, it gives you this momentum, this strength, where you're going down. You gain so much momentum going down that it's a choice that you switch your energy, you switch your focus, you switch your perception of what just happened, and you embrace it, and it gives you so much power and strength to go higher than you've ever gone. And for those of you that are in those valleys, I want to help you. Hey, I'm in there too. We've been in a valley for 5 or 6 years where we have grown and we have learned and we have gotten better and we have refocused and reframed things and learned lessons. And it's so exciting to think of where God is about to spring us to. And when you think of that, you're not going to stay in gloom and doom. You're not going to stay poor, pathetic, penniless, the victim, the person that got the somebody did you wrong song. Like, you've got to reframe where you're at right now, where you're going, and get back up and say, this is going to be my best finish ever of a year, my best 90 days. 2022, you're going to hit the mark. You're going to grow. You're going to get excited about 2023, and it's going to be your best year ever. But you're not there right now. If that's you, smash the heart button. If you're watching the live, drop in the comments. What chapter are you in? Are you in growth chapter? Are you in a mourning chapter? Are you in a bliss chapter? Are you in a, maybe you're in a battle. Maybe you're fighting an illness. Maybe you're fighting depression. Maybe you're fighting addiction. Like, whatever it is, just be honest with yourself. What chapter are you in? And let's focus on your growth. So I did a Tony Robbins exercise this morning and it was amazing. I'm not going to do it on here because I would literally probably go viral as the new Barb Pitcock freak show. But I did it and I felt so much better. But what he did, he had everybody just put their hands like this and put their hands up and down, 30 breaths, in, out, in, out, in, out, breathing through their nose. And literally everybody was, breathing in and out, 30 big breaths. Dave has got to quit commenting. He's distracting me. Dave is demo day at a property that we bought, and he literally gave me this entire training I could do today. Most of you need it. He said, we relate everything to training, teaching people, mentoring people. He's like, Barb, our January event, we're going to do a generic event like we always used to do a New Year's retreat. Not about our business, not about our company. It was always just a New Year's retreat that was completely generic. We've done board breaking. We've done breaking through the things that stop you. We've had our pastor come. We've had couples retreats. We've had goal setting. Like, there's so much more to life than just your business and your company that you're in. Because when you get this right, when you get it, everything in your life goes right. So Dave is doing demo today at this property that we bought, and I wish I just had time to go there and see it. I'm thinking I might load up Brooklyn and Nana, and we might just drive there today and see him and go to dinner and sit on the lake. But it's 7 hours, and we got a lot going on in our businesses and our life and our personal life. And where I want to be compared to where I'm at is not always the same thing. How many of you can relate? Like, you would love to be somewhere else right now doing something else, but you're in this grind chapter. And so what Tony Robbins talked about today, much like Dave's demo chapter, Dave's idea at our event is that everybody does demo day. Like, he said, Bart, I got to tear up the carpet and then the subfloor and maybe even the boards underneath, because they're all icky and I can't just put new floor on top of it. And he said, this is what we do with our lives. We just want to put up some new paneling to cover it up. Maybe just slap some paint on it, right? Or 10 layers of wallpaper, but underneath it's broken. And this is how most of us live our lives. We're just pushing it down, putting a Band-Aid on it, pretending it didn't happen. And then one day it all comes up. And guess what? You end up sick. You end up an addict. You end up anger, out of control. You end up divorced. You end up bankrupt. You end up blaming everyone else. Like, we can't deny what's in here, right? We've got to fix this. It's getting a complete demo day and makeover in your own life every single day. So what I do is, in the morning when I wake up, I try to get to a state where I'm grateful, because I could wake up angry and afraid and blaming people and offended and resentful. I could wake up all of that every single day. But here's the difference in me and you. I know that I can't control all these other people, and I've finally surrendered it to allow them to be how they are and me be a better version of me. So no matter who upsets you, your children, your spouse, your preacher, your teacher, your coach, your boss, your neighbor, your ex, like whatever you're going through, what you have to realize is that it's up to you to wake up every day and feel good right now. Dave and I write this everywhere. If he ever got another tattoo, he says it would say, feel good now. Actually, he says it would be me on his arm with my hair flowing all the way down and my kids' faces, and it would be a complete sleeve. But I'm not a fan of that. So maybe he'll just get feel good now, right? Why do I care? I don't need to say I'm not a fan. I don't care what anybody else does with their body. But for me, I know what my beliefs are and what makes me feel good. And I want you to think about your own beliefs and what can make you feel good. Feel good now on a whole nother level. So I always like to tell people, get a rubber band, get a ponytail holder, get a baller band, get something that's tight. And every time you have a bad thought, I want you to snap it. When I started doing this, every time I had a negative thought, it was a big mail rubber band, like what you put around a bundle of mail. I literally had a welt right here. Like, I was about to start bleeding because I was so negative about my positive way of thinking that I always had to be right. No matter what anybody said, I was like, nope, they're wrong. I'm right. And I found out something. You can be right or you can be rich, but you're probably not going to be both. And nobody wants to be around somebody who always has to be right, who has to be the authority, who wants to argue everything. And, I had a lot of friends who were this way, very opinionated, very judgmental. And it's funny, my sister was telling me yesterday that outside source called Russell, Kansas, and said there were about 12 people that needed drug and alcohol rehabilitation group counseling, and they were looking for a place. And she said it really broke her heart because they called and asked if they could use a part of our salon. And she said, well, we have a big building. I have a med spa downtown, and my sister actually works there. We have a manager and a loft upstairs, but we do have a space in the basement that could work if we cleaned it out or if we didn't use the Airbnb up above, but it might not be the best spot. There's a lot of places around Russell that could work. But she said what they said, oh, we don't want them in our building. We wouldn't want that in here. There's too many things that could get stolen. We wouldn't want that. See, that's judgmental, small-minded, horrible people. That's what it is. And I will tell you why. Because when you really get this and you start to authentically love, not judge, forgive, and think those people are the way they are because of what they've been through, I'm going to be the way that I am because of what I've been through, and I'm going to be better. When you start to think that, I took some notes this morning. It was crazy good. Listen to this. When you're priming your mind, said, when you can give, it's 10 times better than just when you are growing and receiving. So I want you to think of this. You have your own goals and you're like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill it in my business. I'm going to pay off my car. I'm going to pay off my mortgage. I'm going to take a trip. That's good, right? You're growing, you're winning, you're getting. But Jim Rohn said it best. When you can give away more than you need to live on every single month and it doesn't bother you and you don't miss it, you're literally going to experience the greatest feeling in the world. And one thing we've always done, do it anonymously. Do it anonymously. Now, I will tell you, I've given a lot to people that I probably shouldn't have given to. People who have turned on me, people who have literally stolen from me, tried to destroy the empire after I let them in. You can't say, I've done this before and I'm not going to do it again because it always comes back to bite me in the butt. You can't say that. Because what you don't know is when God is blessing you 10 times for anything that's been taken or you've been hurt by, you don't even realize it. You're ungrateful for the things that came because of your suffering. And so every time you're going through anything that's a burden, you got to think, this is not a burden. This is not a setback. This is not a big challenge. It's God setting you up for a comeback that's bigger than any setback that you've ever had. But people can't get it right mentally when they're in this chapter. People want to sit there, blame, complain, judge. I'm not going to do that to help that person. I'm not going to keep working for this company. I'm not going to stay in this marriage. I'm not going to my mother-in-law's for the holidays. Like, who does that hurt? Only you. Because we don't forgive and forget for the person's sake. We do it for ourselves. It doesn't mean you have to not remember what they did. Like, if the stove's hot, don't touch it. I get that. But you holding and harboring hate and anger and resentment, and even worse, I see this on social media all the time. Next time you're mad and you want to post something just so they see it, you want to post something just to give them a little jab, you want to post something just so you can say, see, I told you. I told you. Don't forget what you did to me. Look at me over here. You will see the empire crumble. You can't have an ego or God will humble you. I'm going to say that again. Be humble or God will humble you. Because when it's your way or the highway and look at what I did and I told you so and you're going to eat crow, you will find yourself clear back at the bottom again until you learn the lesson. So I had to learn this the hard way. I remember one time when I was really done wrong. And I literally was so spiteful. I mean, when you're immature, you're like, just wait, you're going to eat them words. And when you're mature, you don't even think about them. You don't even care if they choke on the words. You don't even think about what they did to you because you're so much bigger than that. I want to ask you a question. Do you think ever the president of the United States has worried for 1 minute about someone that's outside with their little sign? You know, I went to a concert 2 nights ago, and I want to tell you guys something. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what you do. But when I'm a good person and I'm going to a concert to listen to good music, to raise my vibration so I can do more good, and I'm not drinking, and I'm not drunk, and I'm not dressed provocative and I'm not stealing or hurting or whatever, and I got 25 people outside with a sign that says, "You're going to hell, think about what you're doing," I have to look at them and say, you are really giving the believers a bad name, because not all people of one group are bad people. Yet sometimes we want to be the judge. And you guys, it's actually worse for you to judge and to be that than sometimes the thing that you are judging people for doing. I will tell you this: God loves the thief, the addict, the person that's cheating on their wife. He loves them all just as much as he loves you, and you're not the one to decide if they're good or bad. You know, that song you learned when you were a little girl, Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world, red and yellow, black and white, all of them, good and bad, perfect or not perfect, they're all the same. How many kids do you have? And I want to ask you a question. Do you love one more than the other? And if you do, don't answer that. But I would say most moms love every one of their kids exactly the same, even though they're very, very different. And some of them have some streaks and some weaknesses. I could never imagine loving one more than another. And it's the same way in my business. I think to myself, there are some people that do bring more value to my business, but I don't have a bestie and I don't have a favorite. And I don't have, some of you think I do, but I don't have one that I feel like, oh, they're so much better than the other. Like, it's got to be level, you guys, because all of us are going to spring forward and have amazing gifts and value only because of our mistakes and the valleys and the life lessons and all the things that you screw up. So when you're thinking about this chapter that you're in, and again, at the beginning, I said, what chapter are you in? Are you pure bliss? Are you killing it with success? Are you in struggle? Are you fighting a battle with your finances or your health or your marriage or your kids? Like, wherever you're at, you're either coming up on top, and if you're on top, hang on, you're about to get the swoop, because this never stops. This never stops. You're going to come up and you're going to go down, and you're going to come up and you're going to come down. And the goal is that after every downfall, you spring even higher because of what? Your growth, your experience, your knowledge, your talent, your skills, your compassion, your humble heart, your being willing to forgive. And the people that don't get that, they not only go down, they don't ever come back up. So I've been in a lot of phases, and I'm going to tell you, hang on to the steering wheel. And I'm going to tell you right now, stay focused on feeling good now and letting go of all the bad, because you will spring to a higher level than you've ever been when you get your emotions right. You know, Tony Robbins talked about this today. He said, put your hands on your top of your legs. And he did 30 breaths really fast. And I mean, it was like 30 of them. And I did this 3 times, 3 sets, 3 sets of 10, 3 times. So that's 90 breaths. And the whole entire time he was saying, then stop and just put your hands out and relive something that you're so grateful for. And so if you're in the valley, I want you to focus on a time where you literally felt like this is the most amazing moment of your life. Maybe you were giving birth. Maybe you were crossing the finish line in a race. Maybe you ran a marathon. Maybe you did the Ironman. Maybe you were getting your master's degree. Maybe you were getting married. Maybe you were being a top leader that achieved some remarkable, beautiful award and flowers, and you got to speak on stage. Maybe it was a promotion at work. Maybe you were honored in a parade where you rode on the convertible and you had your little sash. Like, I don't know what was your best moment. Maybe you were in the newspaper for your ribbon cutting. I want you to think of a time, 3 actually, that you're most grateful for. What are 3 times in your life that you're most grateful for? And I want you to see what you saw then right now. Like, everything is so good. And I want you to not just do demo day where you like put a mask over all the things that are bad. I want you to just let them go for a minute and think of 3 times in your life when you've been so amazingly proud and grateful. And I want you to see what you saw then. And I want you to hear what you heard then. I want you to feel what you felt right then. I can remember them laying a new baby on my chest like it was yesterday and being like, oh my gosh, they're here. Like, our lives are so different now. This is a miracle. Like, how did this little thing grow in me? And how did I make this? And And then I can remember the next 18 years of every moment of their life being my pure bliss. And then they all moved out. And I think my purpose in life was really to be a mom. Honestly, a lot of people are like, you're so good at network marketing. I mean, network marketing is the best way on the planet to make money, that and real estate. 100%. No other way. I am most grateful for the opportunity. Network marketing is a lot of people skills. I have had my most pain from network marketing. I have had my most stress from network marketing. I have had my most hurt from network marketing. I will 100% say that. But it is the best way on the planet for the average person to become financially free, make obscene amounts of money, morally and ethically, with their talents and their gifts, and change people's lives at the same time. So I'm doing it. I don't care. It is what God wants me to do. I have a gift. I love it. I love helping people. I'm doing it, no matter what anybody else thinks about it. But I will tell you, my most happy moments don't have anything to do with my career. Zero. My happiest moments have never been anything to do with my career. My happiest moments have been being a mom and a grandma. So some of you have to get your identity right. Like, network marketing is the vehicle to allow me to do what I want, when I want, wherever I want with my family. Not have my career own me. And if your career owns you, maybe you're in love with your career, but it should not own you. You got to have balance where you feel good now every single day. And if all you want to do is build your business and that gives you bliss, you go do it. But that's definitely not what I want to do to have bliss. To have bliss, I would love to take my mother-in-law and do everything on her bucket list and to actually have no phone calls happen while I was with her. Yesterday, I was with her for 7 hours. Keep this lady in your prayers. She's amazing. And I was on the phone the whole time. Like, we were trying to get her groceries in Dillon's. She said, I would just love to go to Dillon's and get my own groceries, because every week Dave and I usually go get whatever she needs. And we went, and then like I'm in there, but I have Verizon on the phone, and then I have someone from corporate calling me, and then I have 3 people that need me, and it's the close, and somebody at our store needs me, and like my phone is blowing up. And in my mind, I'm like, bliss to me is not owning my own business. Bliss to me is being with my family. And my partner sent me a new book called Boundaries. I'm reading it. But I'm such an overachiever. It's me that allows everybody to bombard me with their calls, right? Because I'm going to be there for my people as much as I can. I am not an underachiever. But I have to experience the blissful moments like they're happening right now when I want to throat punch someone, right? So I mean, some of you might be shocked that I ever want to throat punch someone, but it's several times a day because I'm human, just like you, right? We went to the concert the other night. My first thing was this guy with this sign saying that you're going to hell and you're a horrible person. And, you know, in my 20 years ago, I would have been like, that guy's bad. He's wrong. I'm right. Why would somebody want to do that? It gets worse. I get up to the little security guy to go in, and it was a last minute thing. I had these $1,000 tickets in the front row to see Keith Urban. I had too much to do. I needed to be back yesterday to get my mother-in-law to a doctor's appointment, which would mean get home from the concert at midnight, wake up at 6, hit the road, drive 4.5 hours, get her in the car, go another 30 minutes. You know, it was just a lot. So common sense would say, cancel the concert. You're not going. And we bought a house at the lake that Dave needed to go get cleaned out. And he was like, well, we could just stay home, get rid of the concert, then we could take care of everything with my mom and our businesses. Then on the weekend, we could go together to the lake. But I'm like, I cannot take off and go to the lake right now, right? So we decide to split. We go together, just like last weekend. I went to the grandkids. He didn't get to go. Like, bliss would be we're all together and our life is just wonderful. But that's not reality, right? Some of you have to realize the chapter that you're in right now, it may not be bliss. This might be your reality, but you can carve out times where you feel good now. The devil is always going to try to stop you from feeling good. He's going to get in your head. He's going to get in your heart. He's going to make you have a flat tire. He's going to make the guy make you mad insecurity. Like, we're going in. It was a last minute thing. We barely got to Kansas City. I'm also babysitting a Frenchie that's like having a newborn because they wouldn't let it go on the plane with Callie to Germany. So we have to take the dog to the concert. So we're going to go to Callie's house first, put the dog there, make sure he's fine. Then we're going to drive an hour back across town to where the concert is. Like, it was complicated. For most people, they would have literally wanted to shoot someone. But I'm like, we're going. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. And it was. But then we get there and I'm like, Dave, I didn't even pack. It's not like I had a cute outfit. I didn't have the Instagram moment where I'm like, hey, look at my cute little Western skirt and my boots. Like, no, we're 100 miles an hour scooting into this thing. Like, thank God we made it. So when I get to Callie's, I'm looking like for a belt or a shirt or anything. And she's an extra small and I'm a large. So I find this gold chain belt that's hers. And I know it's expensive. She got it at Urban. And I'm like, I text her in Germany, can I wear this belt? I don't even have a belt. I literally have like jeans, boots I haven't worn since before the pandemic. She's like, sure. So I put this nice chunky belt on and I'm feeling all like I have a new outfit, right? And we stop at Kansas Power and Light. We get a drink. We're walking across the street. It's hot as heck. We get through security and the guy goes, you can't wear that chain. You need to go back to your car. And Dave was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I could see the old us like throwing a fit, right? And then for a minute, I'm like, okay, this guy, if I was doing my Tony Robbins, he has to feel significant. He's a red. He has to be the boss. He's over everyone else in security. And he's going to make me go back to the car. So I'm trying to win friends and influence people. Like, are you serious? Like, is there any chance? Like, no, ma'am, you need to go out. You need to walk 5 miles back to your car. And Dave's like, throw away the belt. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm not throwing away her belt. And I'm not going to let it ruin the day, right? So we take a few breaths and we're like, yeah, that guy, he has to feel significant. It's not his fault that he's mean. It's not his fault that he's bossy. It's not his fault that we're hot. We drove 5 hours, then took the dog an hour, scooted in here late. We just want to go in and sit down. We're exhausted. We take a deep breath. We walk around the building. We reframe it. I turn the chunky 3 strands of belt around to the back so it's just one little chain across the front of my waist instead of that trendy thing that's in where they're like hanging down the front of your jeans. Actually, I wore it to make my belly look thinner. He didn't understand. Funny thing is, we walk in with great energy, like we're going to get right through here and it's not going to be a big deal. And I'm looking at Dave like, did you have anxiety before we went security? Is that why the guy made me stop? Because Dave is a very green, detail-oriented. Where did we park? Are we an hour early? And I would have like flown in when the warm-up band was over and Keith Urban was about to take the stage, right? Because I would have got 25 things done at home before we even drove to Kansas City. But thank God my husband has us organized and on time. Funny thing is, we walk right through. The guy takes a little wand. He's like, oh, I love your belt. And we walk right in. We go down. And Dave's like, thank God you didn't sell your tickets. I cannot believe you bought this good at tickets. We are literally one person from the corner of the stage, just like us and the security guard. And it was the best night. And we laughed and we danced and we sang and we were sober. Like, I got home, slept 4 hours, woke up at 6, 5 hours, drove 5 hours home, had the best day yesterday because I took some time to feel good now. See, you can't keep getting withdrawal, and never make a deposit. Like your bank account being overdrawn, so will your mental health. You've got to find something that you love. And I want you to think to those times in your life where you felt good. And I want you to experience that right now. My funnest times with Dave, I swear to God, we have so much fun at concerts. Well, I do. I have so much fun at concerts. Dave usually has a bruised arm because I'm like, hit him this is my favorite song. This is my favorite song, right? And I just love music. Music just fills me up. It raises my vibration, especially country music. Like Kenny Chesney, Clay Walker, Keith Urban. I could do those every 90 days, the same concert. Dave's like, we've seen him 100 times. And I'm like, I know, but we saw him when he couldn't even afford a stage setup. He literally had a silk black curtain the size of a shower curtain with a monkey on it that was drawn in white, like a stick monkey. And it was the Down Under tour. And it was Keith Urban warming up for like 20 minutes. Gretchen Wilson killing it back when she had the Skull can in her back pocket. I had a little girl. Kelly was screaming that it was hurting her ears. It was too loud. She didn't want to be in the front row. And I was like, I don't know who this Australian guy is, but I'm taking her to the bathroom, right? I take Callie to the bathroom. Best memories ever. I take her to the bathroom. I'm like, oh my gosh, why do we bring all these kids to the concert? But we took them every year. We've been literally groupies for every concert Kenny Chesney's ever had, right? My kids cut their teeth on this stuff. And it's just good, fun music. So I take Callie to the bathroom. We're coming back down to the front row. Of course, I had him in the pit at age 8. And I look down there, and Gretchen Wilson is literally on one knee singing to my husband, takes her Skull Can out of her back pocket, call her a sinner, whatever you want. She's an incredible entertainer. And she's singing, I keep my Christmas lights out on my front porch all year long. And I'm like, that's me. That's me. I'm joking. And I look down there, and she's singing to my husband. And she takes out her Skull Can and she gives it to him. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my kids are freaking out. You know, we attracted that because we feel good, and we know we're going to have the best seats, and we know we're going to have the best time, and we know it's going to be a blast. And we know the next day we're going to have incredible energy all day long, because energy is everything, and everything is energy. And some of you are like you got weaned on a dill pickle. Everything is bad. You're watching the news. You hate the president. You hate the government. You hate the gas prices. You hate the weather. You hate your mother-in-law. You hate your ex. You hate your bank account. You hate your company. You hate your boss. Like, you hate everything. And nothing good comes to you because you block it. Like, right when God's like, let's send down a blessing, you're like you're just like rebounding it all because you just want to stay pissed off about everything. And the minute that you find how you can get rid of all that dill pickle energy and get some good stuff in there, blessings just start to flow. It's called abundance, you guys. Money is like oxygen. It's everywhere. It wants to come to you right into your bank account. It wants to come to you right into your business. It wants to come to you in every single way. And you are like bug repellent to abundance. Like, the mosquito wants to come and it gets repelled. Like, abundance wants to come and it gets repelled. Good health wants to come. It gets repelled. Great leaders in your business want to come. It gets repelled, because what you think and what you believe about the time good things start to come and they're leveling up for you, you sabotage the new recruit. You sabotage doubling of your volume. You sabotage the raise you were going to get. You sabotage the great leadership that's coming up, because your mental thoughts are poison. And this happens because of things that we store up, things in our life. And Dave and I just listened to Living a Life of a Surrender. If you have not listened to it, I'm telling you, if I could only have one book for the rest of my life on Audible, I think next to the Bible, it would be that book. It was that life-changing. Should cost $1 million, because I know I'll make 10 from listening to it. It's that good. But people won't even download a free credit to listen to it. Like, I can tell people all week, listen to it, listen to it, listen to it. Then I call my kids, did you listen to it? This morning, Callie's like, wow, Mom, I listened to it. I went straight to 7, like you said. Now I'm going to start back over. If you can't listen to the whole thing, just go to 7 and 8. It will change your life. So back to experiencing these moments of feeling happy. That feel good now, remembering how proud you were, how in love you were, how excited you were, how honored you were. That's it. See it like you saw it then, feel it like you felt it then. You said it to yourself, or someone said it to you, like whatever it was. That's what you got to get back to. And then you need to feel that inner smile of like, oh my God, I'm amazing. Like, I knew I was amazing. Why am I letting someone tell me I'm not amazing? Like, I'm beautiful. I knew I was beautiful. Why am I letting someone tell me I'm not beautiful? Because like energy, it comes down from the universe. Like, it gets in your brain, then it moves down your body, then it's in your heart, then it's in your stomach. You feel it going through your toes. You're like, I feel so good. And at the same time, one thing somebody says, one thing somebody does, one thing, I mean, I never get mad when people cut me off in traffic, because I'm probably the one that cuts people off in traffic. Like, I'm a sloppy driver because I'm always like doing 10 million things. And my kids are always like, Mom, you're a horrible driver. And maybe that's not what I'm best at. Maybe I'm the one that goes 60 and an 80, and then I'm going 85 and a 65. Like, I can't help how I am. Why does that bother you? Why does that bother you? Really? Like, are you in a hurry? Like, am I going too slow? Like, are you mad that I'm in a hurry and I'm going too fast because you're not the boss of me? I mean, you get so upset about things that really have nothing to do with your life, and it stops the flow of abundance, of love, of good health, of good energy, of good things. So, if things have happened that really trigger you, you've got to heal your mind, and you've got to heal your heart, and you've got to heal your soul, and you've got to heal your bitterness, that poison. And here's the sad thing, I've seen it get in companies before, and thank God I'm smart enough to know this. There will be someone that's like, you better watch it. That person's a bad person. And then there'll be another person that says, she's not a leader. She's not a leader. And then there'll be another person that says, I don't know why you did that with her. And then there'll be another person that says, Barb, you better watch your back. That person's not really your friend. And you know what I think, you guys? What you speak comes into fruition. In a family, it will destroy your entire family. In a company, it will destroy everything good you've ever built. And you will have to learn, like I did in 2001, how bad it sucks to have to start over and rebuild. Because what the core is of your company, your family, your retail store that you own, your salon, like owning a salon is probably where I've learned the most of this, because women are the worst, you guys. Women are the worst. And I'm a woman, but oh my God, there's a lot of catty women. Like literally like this salon against that salon. And oh my God, like funniest thing happened this week. My sister called me and said, someone called another salon and said, Barb and Dave went bankrupt and her sister's buying the salon back. And my sister's dying because Lacey is, works in our office. And Lacey's like, that's funny because they just bought another lake house. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with the finances over here. And it's so funny because 20 years ago, I would have called this girl up. This would have been me. Why the hell are you telling people that I'm bankrupt? I ain't bankrupt. Who do you think you are? And yesterday I'm like, she's so pathetic. Like, how could you be so miserable that you would just start shit about other people just because you're so miserable and jealous and you can't build what they built, so you got to tear it down. And you guys, this is everywhere. It's in the church. It's in the fitness center. It's in the salon. It's in a network marketing business. It's everywhere. But like the lion in the jungle doesn't turn around to the possum and hiss and say, why are you talking about me? Because the lion knows he's a lion, right? You yourself have to not take things personally, not make assumptions, trust nobody, question everything, and you go be the best version of you. And when people don't clap and you're dancing, don't worry about who doesn't clap. Go somewhere else and dance. Like, you've got to go be the best version of you and quit worrying about all the noise all around. Quit comparing yourself to what other families have, what other families do, what other people's children are accomplishing, what other people's marriages look like, what other people's yard looks like. It's funny because when Dave and I lived in town, we had a house right on the corner. And yesterday, Cindy and Brooklyn and I were reminiscing. We had this old 100-year-old rest home with big colonial pillars. It looked like a Georgian plantation home or something. But it was such a beautiful old house. And it was right on the corner on the way to the school. So it was like Grand Central Station. Everybody drove by my house. So Cindy said, remember when you had like 20 dancing ghosts and you had a fan blowing on them and they were all holding hands in a circle and you had like all the pumpkins in the haystack? And she goes, what was your scarecrow's name that everybody knew? And Brooklyn was in the backyard and she goes, or in the back seat yesterday, and she goes, Hank the Scarecrow. We had him every year. And it's so funny because I used to really care what people thought when they drove by my house because I was right in town and I was newly successful, right? And I think it's one thing to be proud of your yard. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But you guys, I'm so busy killing it. My Christmas lights are still on my house and my yard needs mowed so bad right now. So bad. 22 acres. And Dave and I are like, it's not a big deal. Because my day of needing someone else's approval is like 20 years ago. And I think what you've got to get is your own confidence. Whether your house is perfectly clean might not pay your bills. Whether you have your yard mowed, I used to have it a pattern, like a checkerboard. I don't know who I was trying to impress, but I got great satisfaction, even when I was pregnant, of mowing my yard in a checkerboard. Like I would go this way and then back this way, like craziest things. But I needed approval. I needed other people's approval. I had ego. I needed to be significant. I needed to be the one. I needed to be the center of attention. I needed to be the authority. And I feel like I have been like this masterpiece that God has been working on for 30 years. And I'm so tired of being crumbled up. But you think of like a potter. When they're on the wheel and they're making this masterpiece, if there's one chunk in it, they take it off the wheel, they smash it, they knead it, they smash it, they knead it, they pick out the rocks, they throw on the water, they smash it all up again, and they start over. And they keep starting over until all the chunks are out. And you guys, some of us have a lot of chunks. Some of us need to get over ourselves. We need to let go of everything bad that's ever happened that we're blaming other people for. We need to think about this next year being our best year and how we're going to have great victory, see it like it already happened. We're going to have great income, see it like it already happened. We're not going to be wondering. We're not going to be hoping. No, it is done. It is finished. It is happening like it's never happened before. And you have to live every day like it's already happened. You have to talk every day like it's already happened. You have to think every day like you're already that successful and everything is already that good. That person in your life is healed. That addiction is gone. The cancer is completely wiped out. The checking account is freaking stacked up. Like it is sick amounts of money coming to you. Like you're giving away more to your church than you used to make in a year. And this is on a monthly basis, right? Or maybe you hate the church. Maybe you like something else. I don't care what you do, but you've got to think and act and talk and believe like this stuff is already happening. It's not a hope. It's not a wish. You're claiming it like it's already happening. And you got to celebrate like that by being grateful. So the reason why the exercise that I started with the Tony Robbins, like all the breaths and putting your hands out and just being so grateful. Like I'm so grateful for that moment. I can remember having all of my kids home at Christmas. Everyone's so happy. Everyone's so full of joy and love. No bitterness, no broken relationships, no obstacles, no sickness, no struggle. Like we were just all so happy. And I see my family doing that again. I see the diseases gone. I see the relationships healed. I see so much like it's already happened. And it starts with me. It starts with you. You're the mom. You're the grandma. You be the one. There's no more gossip. There's no more bitterness. There's no more judging. There's no more fear. You cannot fear something. Action cures fear. You got to take action as if it's already happened, because what you're stirring up is everything from the past. And what we're trying to attract is an amazing future. So an amazing future comes from you letting go of everything. You don't have to get even. You don't have to address it. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to worry about what she or he did to you that hurt your feelings. Allow those people to be how they are and you be all love. So I work with a lot of people. I get a lot of messages. Last week, I got a message. I can't believe you recognize this person. They're the worst person in your company. Look at what they sent to me. Then I get a message. I can't believe that this person turned me into legal. And then I get a message. I never want to make money for that company. I don't agree with what they're doing. Like I get it all. And like a filter, it comes in and I release it. Because guess what? If you're going to be great in anything you ever do, there's going to be pressure. There's going to be friction. There's going to be egos. There's going to be the mean girls. There's going to be the liars. There's going to be the mockers. There's going to be the haters. There's going to be the stealers. Why would she steal my downline and go over there? What would you expect her to do? That's what those kind of people do. Why would she lie and say that about you? Because she's a liar. What would you expect a liar to do? Why would she talk bad about me? Because she's a gossiper. What would you expect a gossiper to do? Why would she hate me so much? Because she's a hater. Hater. That's not your business. There's your business not your business, and there's God's business. And you need to put everything in those files. I can't change the mockers, the haters, the stealers, the liars, the gossipers. I try. Oh my God, I try. Till I'm blue in the face, I try. But some people who are perplexed, you just got to leave them perplexed. And you just got to keep going and doing your thing and be the best version of you. I know who I am when I look in the mirror. I know who I am. And you need to look in the mirror and say, I am amazing. I am great. I don't need his approval. I don't need her approval. I have an audience of one, you guys, one. And he has nothing to do with your opinion of me or what I do ever. I'll say that to the guy that's picketing at the concert. I'll say that to the guy that sends me an email about how I'm running my business. I'll say that to my neighbor that says, you really need to mow your yard and weed your gardens. And I'll say that to every one of you. I'm going to go be this incredible human being that is all love, all forgiveness, all light, all energy everywhere I go. In fact, I'm going to impact people. I'm going to see that impact on people that I haven't even met yet. I'm going to see it today on a stranger in the mall when I go to check out my retail store. I'm going to see it when I reach out my right hand to the person at the stoplight that doesn't have any money for food. I'm not going to say, he's probably a liar. He's probably a thief. He probably has a nicer house than I do. No, I'm just going to give. I'm just going to be all good all the time, you guys. And I'm going to connect to the things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for this body. I am going to treat it like it's the only place that I have to live for the rest of my life, and I'm going to live to be 100 years old. And it starts with me. You need to look and take care of that. Most importantly, your body, your health, your money. That is more important than your business, your money, your bank account, or your family. And I think you got to have this future projection that 2023 is going to be the best year that you've ever had. And it starts today. We're on a 90-day springboard. So some of you know, some of you don't know, I have this 90-day productivity planner. If you want one, super affordable, keeps my life on track every day, my personal life, my investments, my business, my social media, my prospects, my follow-ups, my things I hate to do that I need to delegate to someone else. Everything is in this little book. And nobody is more productive than me. If you knew what I did yesterday, in the midst of driving home from a concert, you would literally look at my list. I bet you didn't get as much done in 7 days as I did yesterday in 4 hours. I was literally working on enrolling people. I was trying to make it the biggest day I ever had. And that might have been a far stretch because some places I was yesterday, I couldn't be on my phone. But I got a lot done. And I felt so good when I got home last night. And I'm projecting where I'm going to be 90 days from now. And it's mind-blowing. It's literally mind-blowing. And I would love for all of you to feel that too. But it starts with you. Like, let's work together. You don't have to join my network marketing business. You don't even have to take nutrition if you want to stay the way you are without nutrition. I'm not going to push it on you. But let's get better as a human race. Let's get better as a group that brings amazing energy. And if the only time we meet is on Saturday mornings, let's just meet right here on Saturday mornings. In fact, if you know people that are bitter and angry and they look like they've been weaned on a dill pickle, kindly share this with them. Because you know what? That was me. And I didn't realize I was stopping all the good. I didn't realize I was bringing more suffering. I didn't realize I was sabotaging the leaders that really could have been great on my team, but they never were because the environment was icky. Like, we've got to create a culture and an aura around us where everybody wants to be because it's that good. And you guys, I'm that good. I know you're that good. You just need to step into your greatness. You can forgive. You can let it go. You can visualize where you want to be. You can co-create and manifest opportunities. Like, people are freaking about the real estate crash, right? My daughter's a lender, and it's crazy. There's so many people that are getting fired and they're losing their jobs and they have no houses that they're selling. And in my mind, I'm like, this is going to be a harvest like never before. Because when there's great obstacle, there's great opportunity. How about you go look for the investment that's only half of what it was last month? Because it's going to come back. You know, I think of our opportunity with these nutritional patches. Like, how about you think about being the first one in a brand new company? with the Uber of nutrition that's exploding. You know why people don't join? Because they judge. They think they know what they don't know. They don't want to fail, and they have the fear of failure. They have to have approval from others. They worry about what other people might think, and they're letting fear keep them from opportunity because they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose the money. They don't want to take a chance. And I look at this opportunity. I'm like, $49. I get a personalized website. I get an app on my phone. I never have to know anything about a product. I just simply share it, and the doctor explains it all. Someone orders, I get a 30% check put in my checking account, and I'm doing it from my phone. I'm doing it literally from home. The first time in 30 years, I've truly had a home-based business, phone-based business, and didn't have to go door to door, didn't have to go set up a meeting, didn't have to go, fly to Barbados to meet a doctor, miss my son's birthday, like literally freedom, you guys. Like I've never experienced in an opportunity. And you can make as little or as much as you want, based on as little or as much as you want to put into it. But some people stack up. Oh, 20 years ago. Oh, 10 years ago. Oh, I remember the last time I did that. I failed. Me too. I was a 4-time loser before my husband found a company and said, wow, let's do this. And in my 20s, made more than most brain surgeons or college professors. This is a girl with no education, from a small town, from a broken home, with generations of nobody going to college, people struggling with addiction, just a lot of junk. And guess what? Here I am, still growing, still learning, still giving, still loving, still trying to get better every single day in spite of so much crap that's happened and is happening right now. You guys, it's a decision. We got to get out on the dock if we want our ship to come in. You've got to take a risk if you want 2023 to be your best year that you've ever had. And you have to get better if you want things to get better. Because the common denominator in every chapter of this story called Your Life is you. And when you work harder on yourself than you do on your business is going to grow. When you work harder on your relationships and your own health and just you being the one that gets better, you'll quit blaming everyone else and thinking that it's so unfair and it's so hard. And you'll blame yourself. You'll take full responsibility for being exactly where you are right now. And you, and only you, can be the one to change it. So I'm reading some amazing books. I'm working on an amazing event. I don't know when we can have it in January, but we're going to, and it's going to be life-changing for everyone. Not network marketing, not real estate, not churchgoers, for everyone. Because the reality is, you guys, this life that we're living is all about us at the end of it answering 3 questions. What did you do with the time that God blessed you with here? What did you do with the talents that He gave you? Right? Times, talents. Where did you give back the money, the treasure? What'd you do with all of it? Because you can't take it with you when you go. And the 4th question, how did you witness? How did you witness about what the creator of the universe did for you in your life? Sometimes I think that's why I've had so much struggle, because I have a really big testimony. And you guys, I am embracing it, giving God all the glory. And I know He is already waving the victory flag in every area of my life. And He's going to do it for you too. The minute that you decide that you're going to start acting, believing, thinking, talking, eating, walking, everything you do as if you've already stepped in to that chapter. So you want to be $1 million earner? Act like one, think like one, talk like one, work like one, right? Set the example. And if I could say anything to you, before you post anything on social media, I want you to say, what kind of an impact does this have? And instead of it always being me and we and I and us, why don't you start lifting up other people and shouting them out and speaking about how great they are, and take the spotlight off yourself. It's not a selfie world, guys. Turn the camera around and say, let me lift you up. Let me build you up. Let me spotlight you. And the minute that you quit constantly talking about your struggle and your feels and your health and your finances and the shit that you're going through, you'll quit getting more of it, right? Like we got to just wake up and be grateful every day and embrace the moment because nobody wants to follow a leader that's not going anywhere. And let me tell you something, I'm going straight to the top in every area of my life, and I would love to take you with me. So it's going to be a great ride. I hope you guys have enjoyed today. If you want the planner, you can go to pitcockmarketing.com. Great Christmas gift. Great Christmas gift. I give that to all my top producers when we have events, my kids, everybody that I love. It'll even help you plan out your social media campaigns, depending on which platform you're on. Like I missed National Coffee Day 2 days ago. How in the world did I miss that? I was early to Son's Day and I was late to Daughter's Day. But what a great way to lift other people up and give them recognition and love. And you guys, that's what it's really all about. So you guys be the light. Everything is energy and energy is everything. And you got to ask yourself a question when you look in the mirror. Is mine good or bad? And you need to think that 24/7. So I hope you guys have a great week. I can't wait for this next 90 days. We are going to absolutely break some records together. Have a great day, everyone.